Preston Swan here with School of Prop, and today we're going over Proposition 303, called the Arizona Terminal Patients' Right to Try referendum. Made famous by the recent Matthew McConaughey movie, The Dallas Buyers Club, the critically acclaimed movie where he isn't a sex symbol, Prop 303 brings up the concept of right to try. Right to try refers to terminally ill patients being allowed access to medical treatments or products that have completed Phase 1 of clinical trials, but have not yet been approved for general sale by the Food and Drug Administration. Now, as a quick and simplified overview, there are 4 phases of clinical trials in the FDA. Phase 1 has the drug or treatment being tried for the first time in a small group setting, about 15 to 50 people. This phase determines a general dosage range and documents what sort of side effects may occur. Phase 2 gathers the data for a larger group, usually 25 to 100. This gives researchers a better idea of the treatment's efficiency, helps focus on an effective dosage range, and provides a wider understanding of what the common side effects may be. Phase 3 is Phase 2 but on a larger scale, with at least a few hundred people, and combines this treatment with other treatments to determine which one is best. Phase 4 is done after a treatment has been released on the market, with drug companies gathering more information on the long-term effects. There is technically one more phase called Phase 0, which is very minimal human interaction with the treatment. But honestly, Phase 0, if they were going for an ominous sounding name, then, mission accomplished. Now, the logic behind Prop 303 is that these terminally ill patients have exhausted most of their alternatives and should be allowed the right to try potentially helpful products from Phase 1. They're terminally ill. They shouldn't have to wait for bureaucratic and scientific processes to say what they can and can't try that could possibly save their life. It's their life. Let them choose. And that's a really solid argument. Is there even opposition to this? Of course there is, otherwise I wouldn't be doing this. Now, there are a few concerns about Prop 303, not the least of which is that this would preempt federal laws that watch over these drug tests. They aren't made to be needlessly complicated, they're made to ensure the public isn't exposed to drugs that we know little about. It should be noted that 3 other states, Colorado, Mississippi, and Louisiana, have all passed laws like this, so Arizona would be in good company. Another concern is that just because a drug treatment makes it out of Phase 1 doesn't mean it'll make it all the way to the market. Some studies note that only 30% of Phase 2 cancer treatments actually make it to Phase 3. So we'd be enabling patients to try treatments that, odds are, won't end up being approved. Now, Prop 303 doesn't require pharmaceutical companies to give you the treatments though, and certainly not for free. It just removes punishments for doctors who recommend the treatment, and allows you the right to try and receive it. Remember, these companies are still spending millions of dollars to research and develop these drugs so that they can finally go on the market and get their money back. Now, there is already a program in the FDA called Compassionate Use, which is essentially right to try, but on a very limited and controlled level. Patients are admitted on a case-by-case basis, and drug manufacturers and the patient's doctor must make arrangements to obtain the treatments, all authorized by the FDA. This is done to ensure patients are not exposed to unnecessary risk. But again, it's case by case, so not everyone will have these opportunities. So at the end of the day, I am in favor of Prop 303 because it is damn hard to say no to terminally ill patients. But this is clearly something that I would want to follow up with and watch for long-term effects, which would be the Phase 4. So, that's Prop 303, and I'm Preston Swan with School of Prop.